Bitcoin is at a major support, but is this really the best time for you to buy? We have some news that will blow your mind. Let's analyze the market again.
My crypto paradise.
Hello ladies and gentlemen of the Paradise Club, this is Simon from My Crypto Paradise. Welcome back, it's great to have you here. Today is Tuesday and that means that you are watching the first video of this week. Let's remind ourselves what we have been discussing in the previous videos. So first of all, we have been expecting that with the highest probability Bitcoin will start crashing from $121,000 because we are creating the first motive mode wave that will take us towards this support zone. As you can see, we are right now at this support zone, and with the highest probability we have been saying in the previous video that because we have touched that important level $82,000 we will see some kind of pullback, and we can see that we are doing exactly that right now. We are having some kind of a pullback, but the important thing is what's going on behind the scenes. Can we continue in this price action to the magical levels that I have been explaining to you in the previous videos, $101 and $110,000, or is this just a trap and we will start dumping right now? Let's take a look what's going on behind the scenes, which will help us to understand what's going to happen next with the highest probability once again. So first of all, in the previous video we have been taking a look at this bullish hammer candlestick pattern. This is a nice bullish candlestick formation that basically told us there is going to be some buying volume. However, who is creating this buying volume? So right now we are on a daily time frame, and I've told you that we will be watching the short positions, the CVD, the net long positions, the open interest and the liquidation levels, right? So what's going on right now? Why we are going to the upside and who is buying? So if we take a look at the net short positions right here, net short positions, they are decreasing. What does it mean? That with the highest probability, basically there is no spot buying that is right now supporting the price action. How do I know that? Well, it's not just a higher probability, it's actually a fact, because we can see the cumulative volume delta, it's kinda sideways, right? So what's triggering this price action to the upside is not a real buying spot volume, but it's shorts covering. As you can see, as the short positions are heavily closing, basically from 30,000 contracts down to 22,000 contracts, the price action is going to the upside. So this tells us that the price action to the upside is heavily being created by shorts closing. As you know, from the futures market perspective, when you close short positions, you need to basically buy the contracts back, right? So when you are closing, you are putting a pressure on the bullish side in the market immediately because you need to buy back the contracts, and that's what right now triggering the price action to the upside. From a professional trading perspective, this is not really worth having a continuation because there is no real buying pressure from the trading perspective, right? So the continuation is coming with a lower probability of creating a new all-time high, for example. So right now, why the price action to the upside is happening is because we are covering loads of short positions, all right? If you take a look at the open interest, it's decreasing. That means no new contracts are being created. If you take a look at the cumulative volume delta, it's not being heavily bought, all right? It's kind of consolidating, and the net long positions, as we are getting closer to their break-even price, they are closing, all right? So all of this suggests then that basically there is no real buying interest from some powerful players, all right? And I've been telling you about that since basically the highs. There is no real buying pressure from big players. Actually, as you know from the previous video, the big players been distributing heavily, and as you know, in ParadiseFamilyVIP we are following the whales and we are just want to ride the waves with whales, and that's also why we have been focusing on bearish trading tactics and strategies since the highs, basically, right? So right now this is really not suggesting there is some big buying pressure from influential players, from the big whales, and there might be a spike to the upside, but it will be distributed again. So basically we are following still the same idea that I have been analyzing for you with the Paradise team on our free Telegram channel and in the previous videos and yesterday on TradingView as well, right? So this is showing no real buying pressure, no real buying volume from the influential players. So we can still like keep going to the upside, but it seems like it's going to be, if we will not see a nice cumulative volume delta spikes to the upside, it will be because of the shorts covering, right? Which can take us really towards that $110,000. But if we will not see a cumulative volume delta spike to the upside, if we will not see any real buyer interest, it will be distributed and we will continue in our trend to the downside. As you can see, the buy walls worked very nicely. There is still this one that is securing the price action and not letting Bitcoin to dump below it. So $80,000 to $82,000 pretty strong. If you take a look above us, there are some limit short positions already filling at around $98,000, pretty strong, 100 and definitely $101,000. All right, so some big players are already expecting the price action to start pumping towards this level, and as you can see, here is a big sell wall at around $102,000. So this will be a pretty strong resistance, which is just confirming what we have been talking about in the previous video. A fear and greed index, special one that you can monitor on our website mycryptoparadise.com. Basically, I've been telling you the magical number 20. This was also one of the reasons why we have been expecting some kind of a pullback on Bitcoin from that $82,000. And as you can see right now, we have jumped quite heavily on the daily time frame, right? On the daily time frame, we have jumped quite heavily from that 20 to around 60. And I have told you what I don't want to see is the sentiment improving faster than the price action, because it will basically increase the probabilities of a turnover much faster than before hitting our strategic levels. So we are waiting for that 80, right? We are waiting for that 80, close to that 80. If it's going to be confluenced with some important resistance, it's going to be again a big top-in signal. So 20, if you confluence it with support, bottom-in signal, 80 with some resistance, top-in signal as it worked right here at around $122,000. You can monitor this fear and greed index on our website mycryptoparadise.com. If I share with you one more time frame, 4-hour time frame, we are going down from around that point 80 right now. So I'm waiting for that 4-hour to hit 40 or a little bit above 20. It will be nice secondary wave. What kind of secondary wave? We will get to it in a minute. But first of all, I want to also share with you the crypto trading sentiment, which is improving but much slower, which is great sign for the bulls. Let's take a look right now at the technical analysis. But first of all, let's remind ourselves from the weekly time frame perspective, I'm still heavily bullish on dollar since basically here, right? You know exactly from the previous videos why. The technical indications and what the whales are doing is absolutely clear. From the USDT dominance on the 4-hour time frame, what I do expect is, as I've been telling you yesterday on TradingView, basically the support to work as a support. That's also what's putting pressure on the lower time frame on Bitcoin right now on the 1-hour and 4-hour time frame. I do expect that the USDT dominance might revisit 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level because it needs to create a secondary wave in an opposite direction, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically, it created an advance to the downside, the first motive mode wave, and right now I do believe that we will create the secondary wave that might take us as high as 618 because it's a deep correction, and then I believe that we might start dropping, all right? And you know that when we can confluence USDT dominance with resistance and Bitcoin with support, and also when we have some market structure that is pointing that there is going to be a continuation in that direction on USDT dominance and opposite on Bitcoin, it's a very good sign, very great probabilities. And then when we can see on the market some nice high risk to reward trading opportunities, we are getting aggressive with ParadiseFamilyVIPs, right? So right now we are waiting for this resistance to hit. Once that's gonna hit, I do believe that USDT dominance can keep on crashing. And of course, when the USDT dominance is decreasing, the money is flowing into crypto. So that might work with Bitcoin pumping towards that magical $101,000 resistance, right? So this support of USDT dominance might work and nicely confluence with resistance of Bitcoin $101,000. What's right now, however, bullish on USDT dominance is this bullish divergence. So definitely long in Bitcoin right now is not a really great idea on the 4-hour time frame. There might be a better price that you can long at, and we will go through it. So bullish divergence is increasing the probabilities that we will revisit this resistance, and we can see that the confluence is from the RSI indicator as well, because we are creating higher low but lower low on the RSI indicator. We are having a bullish cross right now, stochastic RSI, bullish cross, both legs are looking upwards. So basically bulls are right now in power. It's really not a great idea to basically fight the bulls right now, right? Because of the strength that we can see on the oscillators. So bullish divergence is confirmed on MACD histogram on RSI, and bullish cross we are having on stochastic RSI, increasement of probability is heavy that we will revisit this resistance. If you take a look on the Ethereum, it's following the price action that I have been expecting. Right now we have touched beautifully that 1.618 Fibonacci retracement level. Seems like we have created a first wave of the fifth wave, and right now we will be creating a secondary wave from the daily time frame. But the price action is going to be 1, 2, and it's probably going to be a zigzag because it's basically a secondary deep correction wave. Zigzags are deep corrections, ABC. Something similar we are seeing also on Bitcoin. I will share it with you in a minute. Right now here we can assume that we have either finished the first motive mode wave and we are already creating the secondary wave. If that's going to be the case, we will basically, instead of creating a fourth wave right here, create a first wave right here of a zigzag. Then we will have a B wave, and the C wave might take us towards $110,000, and then there is going to be a continuation in the third wave if we will get enough confirmations, right? So it's nothing changing. Basically the levels we will be with Paradise Family VIPs treating basically the same way upon confirmations, and if we get a nice short-term opportunities, 101 will be a great opportunity to short towards 82 and 110 towards around 65, right? If we get enough confirmations, and basically we will see that the whales are doing the same thing. So right now it's either the first motive mode wave is already completed, right? That means we are creating a zigzag towards here. Nice short-term opportunity will be on the completion. Once we get a confirmation of a completion of the A wave, which is basically a motive mode wave, as you know from our website mycryptoparadise.com, MCP for university, right? So you know the A wave is a motive mode wave. The A wave can be either an impulse or a leading diagonal. Once we get a confirmation that the formation is being concluded, plus we are touching the important resistance, plus we are having multiple other confirmations from behind the scenes and what the whales are doing, a beautiful high probability short trading opportunity, because basically you can place, it's not going to be just high probability but also great risk to reward trading opportunity, because you will be able to place your stop loss very tightly, right? The invalidation is quite close, and the first take profit target might be at 80, and obviously you're awaiting a big crash, so you can place this last sell target at $55,000. That really depends on your tactic, or you can treat it, even though you would be treating just like targeting fully the $80,000 to $82,000, it's still an amazing short trading risk reward opportunity, right? So right now let's take a look also on the daily time frame. Here I have been describing it a little bit more closely. So basically this is a formation of the first higher degree motive mode wave, yeah, and I'm talking about this one. So basically either this was the first wave, secondary wave, we have finished the third wave where this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have got an extension of the fifth wave, right? And right now we are basically creating the fourth wave, and the fifth wave will be truncated because the third wave already hit the most strategic level, $82,000. It's possible. It's a first motive mode wave. It can be a leading diagonal, which is sometimes with a truncated fifth. It can be either that or an impulse, which has also a fifth wave truncated, right? But it might also be like this, 1, 2, all right? That would mean that this was a very deep correction of the secondary wave as well as before. And then we have got a third wave, this one, which is not shortest wave because the first wave was much shorter. So from the Elliott wave perspective, this is still very fine. Then a fourth wave. So this is a leading diagonal because it went to the price action territory of the first and secondary wave. Again, we are in a higher degree first motive mode wave. So leading diagonal is absolutely acceptable, right? And then we have started the fifth wave, and this is basically the fifth wave, and the whole higher degree motive mode wave finished right here. Ultra high time frame first wave finished, leading diagonal. It's possible. In that case, we would be basically creating already a zigzag, which might take us as high as $126,000, all right? Because it can maximum basically retrace 100% of the first wave, all right? As you know from our website, mycryptoparadise.com, if you're learning, you just type in mycryptoparadise impulse, and basically you get a whole description of the rules and guidelines of the impulse, yeah? So the secondary wave can retrace 100% of the first wave. However, because we have skills, we have knowledge, you and me, you know exactly that the secondary waves usually retraces only 61.8% of the first wave, which would nicely basically confluence with our resistances. That 110 is exactly there, bear, right? So basically, if that's the case, here towards $101,000, we would be creating the A wave of ABC zigzag, and then we are basically starting, we would start the B wave, which would with the highest probability to take us back here, and then the C wave would finish right here. But as you can see from the professional trading perspective, the trading tactics would be actually the same, right? We would still be looking for shorting right here and right here, and the targets would be pretty much to the downside, similar ones. All right, so either that or that doesn't matter. We are just waiting for confirmations, and then we will be, and basically we will be trading based on this trading bias, based on our trading strategy, and we will be entering based on the trading tactics that will be showing us at the real time on the market. But we might already, I cannot tell you exactly what we are doing inside of Paradise and VIP. We might be already preparing some tactic, but the important thing is right now that we are not shorting right here. We have been securing our profits with ParadiseFamilyVIPs on our short positions at these levels, and basically right now we are having a bullish divergence. As you can see, we are creating on the price action a lower low but high low on the MACD histogram. It's not really confirmed on the RSI indicator, but we are in an oversold area already, and the stochastic RSI is having a bullish cross, and both legs are looking upwards, right? So shorting right here at support, not really a smart idea, right? But for a fresh short positions, or if you are short already from higher prices and you just waiting to increase short positions, there is going to be much better opportunity to do it at higher prices. Right now at support, it's not really good from the daily time frame perspective to open a short positions because of all of these signs we have been talking about, completion of a third wave or a possible fifth, right? So let's take a look right now on the 4-hour time frame. You can see that long positions from these prices are not really smart idea to do neither, because basically you can see a higher high on the MACD histogram, lower high on the price action. This is a classic bearish divergence. It's confirmed on the RSI, and stochastic RSI is looking downwards. All right, so bears might be in control. Also, you understand that basically the USDT dominance is having much more room to go to the upside, which is influencing nicely with that Bitcoin might look towards this support zone. All right, so from the 4-hour time frame perspective, there is a probability that either we have already created first motive mode wave of that A wave, or first wave if that would be the other solution, which is the secondary wave, right, from the higher degree perspective. So right now we have concluded the 5 motive mode waves to the downside. We need to have a correction right now, which is at least take us towards 50% retracement of this first motive mode wave, right? But you know already the secondary waves usually take us towards 618, retraces 61.8% of the first wave, which is at this point around $84,000. We can go as low as $82,000. I don't believe that we might go below this, all right, if what I'm describing right now, the count is correct. So if you are looking for some day trading long opportunities, definitely here will be a nice opportunity to long if you get enough confirmations. Obviously, then if you want to long here, you need to wait for multiple confirmations. Really depends on your strategy. So if you would be waiting for the third wave, it would be probably the most conservative thing to do. You would wait for a lower degree first wave, and then you would position on the secondary wave, and then it would be riding in the third wave, right? Together with that, you can be waiting for some bullish candlestick pattern formation, etc. from the lower time frames. It really depends on your trading strategy, trading tactics. We have our own trading strategies, trading tactics, and we are interested in longing right here just upon our confirmations, if we get enough confirmations. And again, if we are long, it's not going to be very aggressive, all right, because we are still bears. As I've told you, we are still aggressive bears, so we'll be aggressively shorting on short trading opportunities. Any buying opportunity we are taking only with defensive amount of risk, all right, so nothing extreme. Right now we have already completed the 5 waves, but there is also a possibility that this 5th wave might be an extension, so it might take us before some higher degree correction a little bit higher, right? But we don't care basically, right? We have strategic levels where we plan to look for short positions. We have strategic levels where we plan to look for long positions. Everything in the middle is just a noise that you need to learn how to ignore if you are looking to be long-term profitable, right? So from the 1-hour time frame perspective, is basically the same thing. We are right now at support, jumping nicely from our support, and it's not good thing to short and if we will get a nice opportunity upon confirmation of the fifth wave completion, or upon basically touching this demand zone, upon confirmations, we will be definitely looking for some nice long trading, day trading opportunities, even scalp trading, might be even sooner, towards, first of all, this resistance 95 to 97, which is nicely confluencing with some of the sell walls that are already being formed there, right? 95 to around 98. So this will be a nice resistance, and then definitely it will be like first target, and then we will be targeting the $101,000, which is a bit higher, right? So it will be a nice risk to reward trading opportunity upon confirmations, and then we will be looking for short trading opportunities. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So basically, Paradisers, right now the strategy is clear. We are the basic bias that basically is purpose of these videos. It's not a signal, it's a basic bias. What we are seeing in the market right now is that we are looking for a price action to the upside. If there will be buying opportunities, we will take them, and then we will be looking for short trading opportunities at around $101,000, which might take us lower, and then we will create another upward momentum towards approximately $110,000. And again, then it depends on your tactics, how you basically decide to trade it. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video and it's getting you some kind of value. If it does, consider smashing the like button, and I will see you again on Thursday here on YouTube. Take it easy and smooth. Cheers.